Hello and welcome to this Thursday, August 1st, 2019 episode of the Happy Hero Show. Now, I haven't done an episode of the Happy Hero Show in quite some time. The last time I did an episode of the Happy Hero Show, in this camper, facing the other direction, it looked considerably different. It's not like it's phenomenal now, but it's at least better. Now the cats live in here. It's going to become the prototype, or I'm going to build a prototype here shortly. Probably build a prototype shortly. Keep the place for the cats. Do some renovations. But I'm out here during the day working. I'm using it as an office and spending time with the cats at the same time, doing these podcasts. And I've been doing 5 podcasts a day plus a personal Bible study. This is going to be the 6th podcast. So my day is going to start with the 12 p.m. Sidekick Mastermind, and then at 5 p.m. the Happy Hero Show, at 6 p.m. Apple Sidekick, 7 p.m. Tesla Sidekick, 8 p.m. 60-second brand, and then 9 p.m. the Law of Success Mastermind. So it's to cover a broad spectrum of things. This particular podcast is to cover technology startups and small businesses. So that's what this is really about. It's about startups and small businesses, people that are solving problems and serving others. And I really kind of just want to highlight different things that I like, talk about it, and hopefully inspire others to research these things and maybe start supplementary businesses or other type of opportunities. So today, the first episode, I'm talking about Kasita. And I've been following Kasita for a long time. And I've told my wife about Kasita, and my wife always talks about Kasita and Kudu. Or I think that's what it's called, something like that. And these 2 different types of tiny houses are very interesting. Kasita is very expensive, and now they basically completely sold out to another company that's a hospitality company. Sounds like a great vision. My wife works in hospitality for the hotel industry. We plan on having hotels in the all the communities around the world. I mean, these are no different than communities today. Now, what's the difference is it's an emphasis on feeding, housing, and empowering people to live, work, play, love, learn, and pay it forward with happiness, health, and abundance. So when that's your plan, when that's your mission, then it's going to change how you do things in the city, in the villages. Ultimately, I think a lot of these are going to be smaller villages, made up of smaller villages. People don't need to be in cities. In fact, it's probably a bad thing to be in cities. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, occasionally subject yourself to outside viruses and stuff like that to boost your immune system, but you don't need to be doing it every day. It's probably why so many people are sick like they are, because they're constantly subjecting themselves to so many viruses out in the public, so many microbes that they're just not able to handle it. These microbes go throughout your body. They go into your brain, they go into things that we have no clue. We may have more of a clue by about 2045. 2045 is when they're anticipating transcendence. But right now, I think Kasita probably went in the right direction to succeed, but not in the direction that I personally am going into. I'm going into the direction of building the entire, from the space to the village to the city. Now, Kasita was just the space, and maybe, like a apartment structure, or they were thinking of scaling, different size spaces, but they weren't thinking about villages so much. They weren't thinking about cities. I'm thinking about villages and cities because the intention is to um, have 1 billion people within our spaces, villages, and cities by 2049. It's because there are currently over 2.5 billion people without proper sanitation, proper toilets, and clean water. There are so many people around the world struggling with these types of things, and we're going to add another 2 billion people in the next 30 years. So that's why I'm setting these goals, hopefully to inspire others to pick up the slack, because I can't do it all. I mean, I'm not even setting the intention to fix all the world's problems. Only 1/10 of the world's problems. But you look at people like Elon Musk, he's another one. Jeff Bezos, there's not too many others. Maybe, I don't know the guy's name. He's a prince. I'll look him up. That's what this show's about. It's about this type of thing. There is a city of the future in Saudi Arabia. And I always forget its name because it's unique. It's NEOM. NEOM. It's going to be a $500 billion city. Now, what I'm doing is looking to raise $1.111 trillion. $1.111 trillion. And the way I intend on doing that is through real estate syndications and raising funding for the company. Only 1/10 of that is going to be raising for the company. The other 90% is real estate syndications. So it's taking the wealth and spreading it around. This is just within the next 10 years by 2029 to be able to build the kind of infrastructures needed for housing 1 billion people by 2040 now. So the next 10 years is fundraising, prototyping, and then the following 20 years is really taking those innovations and spreading it around. I really think we're going to be able to solve a majority of problems in that 10 years in these prototypes. I'm thinking about this in the complete long game. I'm not thinking about this in the short term. So I'm really okay as long as I don't die, and I don't think I will, because I just feel like there is something inside of me keeping me alive, going for this purpose. Regardless of struggles, obstacles, things I've come up against, I've still continued to move forward because this is my life's work. Maybe when it's done, and maybe in another 30 years, I may die as soon as this goal is achieved. I don't know. But for now, I feel fairly certain that this is my life path. This is what I'm supposed to do. That's why I have these different shows. It's to put my ideas out there to start recruiting and attracting, because I, as the CEO of this, my purpose is to attract people and to guide the ship. And so I need to attract the people, the right operational people, to run this thing, to build this thing, to prototype this thing, so that I can continue to attract and get the right people in place. I've spent a lot of time designing this, and this has been compressing decades into days, and then I need to attract the other people to take it the other 10% of the way, or however many percent of the way we are. But I feel like we're really close. The 21 Habits of the Happy Hero Pack, I feel, are very significant in this. And it's not to overtake anything as a religion or anything like that, because I do have a Bible study each day, and I'm doing a Harvard course on religious studies. So I'm looking for how to each have our own diverse set of beliefs and still work together in unity, as long as we're not infringing on each other's beliefs or subjecting each other to things we don't feel comfortable being subjected to. And that's just about respect. You don't talk about certain things. You don't do and say certain things because it makes people feel uncomfortable. Some people don't want that in their lives, and you should respect that. And I think one of the most amazing things about this future that we're moving forward into is that you will literally be able to found your own village of 1,000 people, starting with just a couple people. I think that the laws used to be 150 people. I don't know what they currently are. I need to do more research on that. But ultimately, we're looking at 1,000 people villages, 1,000-person villages, and it can expand up there. 1,000 people or bigger, but it's one space, one personal space housing unit per person. And you look at people's bedrooms, and okay, well, you have a 200 square foot bedroom or less. So 10 foot by 10 foot bedroom is 100 square foot. So let's say you create a bedroom, a living space, food preparation space, bathroom. You have an entire housing unit. Imagine if every kid was given that at birth, and parents invested in this, and then by the time the child is 18, they have their own house. It's their bedroom, but it's their house, where they could literally move it somewhere else. They still have their privacy growing up. They still have their own space. And it's the parents' responsibility to teach them how to respect that space, take care of it so it lasts a long time, because if they don't respect it by the time they're 20, it's not going to be holding up well. This is what I'm building the future cities based on. Supplying everyone with the foundation, not everything in Maslow's hierarchy, the foundation of food, housing, and empowerment to build upon the rest of the hierarchy, eventually to self-actualization. Self-actualization is understanding your place, your purpose in this world, and it's not about you, but about your place within humanity, within the people. I think that on average, 1,000 fans or less, and most people can get to that $10 million mark. The number mark isn't important, but the 1,000 people can bring you to the point of life, financial abundance, I guess. So that's why the habits create a raving fan experience, so you can get to those 1,000 raving fans. I've really taken the time to research so many different people and pick the best pieces out. This can literally work with any religion, with any type of environment, because you're living, working, playing, loving, learning, paying it forward. And it's not that you have to solve the problems of the world. It's that you need to solve the problems of the people you're serving. That's the thing here. I feel so good about this episode. If you've watched any of the past episodes, they've kind of told a bit of a story. And now we're entering into a new chapter where I finally had the first Happy Hero space. I know what equipment I need, and I know what I can manufacture. I know what I can build. I know what I can do. If I have these tools, I know it's possible. I already have a couple different clients that could do certain things, and they had certain needs, have certain needs. I've built these things up, designed it, and now I finally tested it to understand, yes, this does work. This is real. After getting the internet, I had someone said, look, yes, I'll pay you $10,000 over the next 6 months. Now, is that a ton of money? No. But going from zero to that is significant. We have my wife's income, which, she's literally like actually literally my other half. It's the craziest thing. I never thought, I mean, I thought, I had hoped, all those things, but I never quite believed it would be quite this good. And we do, not to say we don't have our struggles, because we do, but I am so certain in my relationship with her, and she's not as certain with me. I mean, she should be, because I'm insanely grateful for her. She has been the greatest gift. She's the one that's allowed me to be able to get to this point. So what I'm really doing here is making sure that I'm respecting her. And since she's kind of financing this, she has been, not that I haven't had any income, but she had a she had a higher income, then I had a higher income, and it went back and forth. We've looked out for each other. And now I'm not working at all. And well, I am, but it doesn't feel like it, because it's like my work and my play is all the same. My living, working, playing, loving, learning, paying it forward is all as one. And it's unfortunate that my wife has to go off to work, because the second I can replace her $2,000 in income, it's going to be like, and then we're going to kick things into hyperdrive. The goal for 2019 is to raise $100 million, and then another $900 million through syndications. Well, I don't know that all that's going to fall into place exactly in 2019, but with like these shows, all the foundation will be there. And I just keep compounding and building on that foundation. In 2020, the intention is 10x. And then by 2025, 2024, 2025, in that area, 10x again. Then 2029, 10x. And by 2029, that gives up 40% of the company in 4 rounds of funding and raises over $1 trillion. We'll see if it works or not, but I believe it will. And I have absolute certainty that it will. It's my definite chief aim. This is the first phase in this 30 years. I mean, there's multiple phases, but that's not really important. That's how it's laid out. The first phase is probably quite a long time ago, but the first phase moving forward, this is my life. I've been designing this and creating it. And the Happy Hero Show, it's not something I decided to create today. If you look back, you see that I've created past videos. And I tried to do the show at the one place we were living, and I created a couple videos. Well, then we moved, and the videos stopped because I got distracted. And then I had Dave Wood from Empower Network come around, and things kind of got jumbled around and shifted. And then I started working with clients and have been trying things. And now I'm here where I feel like I'm ready. That's what I feel like. I feel like I'm finally ready for this, ready to make this happen. And it is happening. I'm on day 26, I believe. Let's see, episode 26. So actually day 27, where I've been on a daily. 27 days ago, I started the first podcast. I did 1, and then I added the others. And now I've been doing 5 per day after day. And I've added each week different things. So now I've got the free conference call, which didn't function today because of storage space. And that's why I have it, is because in case I forget about something, it's a redundancy. So I've got that, and I've added Anchor. I've added in Zoom. I've added it, and the Zoom records it to my computer. I've added in streaming to Facebook. That saves it to Facebook. I've added in streaming to YouTube, and that saves it to YouTube. So I have it in multiple spaces redundantly on multiple platforms for multiple different people to see. They may see it on YouTube. They may see it on Facebook. They may see it on Anchor. And then I'm going to be putting this on the website, so they may see it on Google. It's going to keep compounding. Already, my stuff has shown up in Google better with Apple Sidekick, Tesla Sidekick. It's like the first stuff because I've designed it this way. I am a master marketer, and now you are going to see just from the work I've done over this last 27 days. I could literally probably stop now and only work from cell signal and like text and the occasional videos, making the videos and then going somewhere and uploading and keeping off the grid. I could probably still do it. But the point is that there's going to be some momentum. I may take a few days off of video. Not that I'm going to be not recording them, but they may not be going public for a few days while I do some transitions with Comcast, because I've had troubles with Comcast. Unfortunately, it's not that I'm going to stop my mission because of a little bit of money, but ultimately I got to think about the next month and what's going to be the best use of my time, and is it going to be the best use of my time to spend this extra $7,000 and do these things, or can I put things off? So the next day or so, the next few days may play a huge role in how things play out. But the point is it's not going to stop me. This adversity and defeat is only going to continue to push me forward, because I had moved. I got internet. I had the internet set up to do exactly this, and we weren't doing enough videos. It wasn't getting out there. There was disharmony. Everyone had different things, and no one had the funds to support me, and I couldn't make money elsewhere because I was focused on this. So now things have shifted. We've restructured, coming back again, and we're dealing with issues with Comcast. So I'm willing to take forward movement and step back, a plateau. I know that it's this ever, just constantly more and more and more. I understand that. So hopefully that's what this show is about as well. The culmination of the show is the Sidekick Mastermind is for current and future billionaires. So that may actually end up becoming private at some point. I'm not entirely sure. The Happy Hero Show may take over for the Sidekick Mastermind show, and the Sidekick Mastermind may be something I charge for. Or maybe something that's only available to people that have put deposits down and become actual members. That might be something I do. We'll play around. We'll see. I'm not... If you look at the past episodes, episode 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 that I had done, starting in October 2018, I did one for Piper Partners. It was like a assistant executive episode. And there's some really interesting episodes. So now I'm on this episode, and I think now that's going to take over, and I probably will. Now that I'm thinking about it, it kind of is just like an epiphany, like, whoa, yeah. Now the Sidekick Mastermind can actually become the Sidekick Mastermind Zoom call, and the others will become podcasts, and we'll build it that way, start raising some funds, really get things going. I feel really good about things. Wow, that was incredible. You saw it right here. And if you watch the past episodes, you're going to see how long this has been in the works. Sidekick Mastermind, I'm going to do for $1,000. What I'm going to give with that, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to give anything or if it's just going to be a membership. I don't know if it's going to be, it's going to be like the deposit, like I said. That's the thing. The deposit and the expo, I've already said in the past that it's going to be the expo ticket. So I don't know exactly how it's going to look, but I know fairly well what it's going to look like because I've already worked through the expo stuff. I've already worked through how to do the expo. I really wanted to do it in Lansing, and now I'm in Jackson, and I originally had planned it in Jackson, which is ironic, and I'm struggling because I don't want to be here, and yet I am stuck here, and I'm trying to get away, and I'm being pulled back. It's like, let me out of here. And I thought that I was going to be in this pitch competition, and then I didn't become in the top 5, so I'm really bummed out, and it's like, the internet issue, let's just move forward, get the heck out of here, because I just don't feel comfortable here. It's not, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe that's why I'm here, is the discomfort, and I'm supposed to do it here. And I plan on building villages here regardless. I mean, I plan on building 1,000 spaces per village, 1,000 villages per city, and 1,000 cities. So we're talking about 1 million villages to be able to house 1 billion people. So yeah, there's bound to be one in Jackson, this 1,000-person village within Jackson. And there's actually a couple planned. It depends on if the property stays available, when the funding is available. The funding will be available by the end of 2019. It's got to be. I mean, I don't see how it can't be with what I'm doing here. I mean, I'm already compounding. I've got so many people interested that want to work with me, that want to take me out to dinner, that want to just spin this social network-esque type thing. Not quite that dramatic. The thing is, my life has been far more powerful than that. I mean, I look at those movies like, dang, some of you have probably seen some of it live on video. Hopefully none of you saved those YouTube videos. I mean, it's like, in reality, I almost wish I had more documentation of it. I wish more people did save that stuff. Say, like, look, this is where he was. This is where he is now. This is what he's been doing. He found the wife of his dreams. He's doing the work of his dreams. He's creating his day. He's living, working, playing, but he's loving, learning, and paying it forward through his content. I did it, and I'm doing it. And it's only the beginning. This is only the beginning. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate you.